Hello, welcome or welcome back to Italian Oraculum. I'm Danilo. Today I'm doing a reading with three different decks. We have the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot, a Sibilla style deck from Del Negro, and then a deck of playing cards. I can't remember the title of this deck, so if I remember, I'll write it in the description, but anyway, I'm just using as a regular sort of playing card deck, so it's not really a difference right now. So, as you may remember, I like to use different decks during a reading with a person to see different things, to allow each deck to essentially excel at their own way of communicating and their own language, and therefore at the kinds of answers they can give me. I here present you two piles of cards. On one side, I'm going to start with the playing card and then going to the Sibilla and then to the tarot. On this side, I'm starting from the tarot and then going to the Sibilla and then to the playing cards. So essentially, I'm going to show you how a different order, a different set of perspectives can be applied to the different decks you use, and how, again, the order you use them can sort of affect how you read the whole of them. So now it's your time. Pick pick a pile of cards. I am going to read them for a generic future, but it could be associated with relationship future or work situations. So whatever it is that you want to know, ask your question and then let one of the two piles call to you. I will try to make maybe different examples on, or see if a card can be read in different ways depending on it is a generic future, it is a work related question, or a relationship related question, and try to give you specific examples the for the three different situations. Now, while you choose, I remind you to subscribe to the channel, leave me likes, this and comments, of course. The likes if you like the videos, and comments regardless. It's a way for you to help the channel grow, to help me keep going with my videos, and of course for you it's free, but it makes a difference for me. I remind you as well that in the description of my video you can find my email address if you want to book a reading with me, and my handle of Instagram if you want to follow me there as well. As always, once a week I make an Italian language video and an English language video, but it's not necessarily the same topic, it's not necessarily the same kind of video, just in two different languages. Now, that being said, let's start the reading. I'm going to start here on the right. So we have a lot of sun coming from the window. First of all, let's see. Okay, so essentially here we have a physical material, something that is starting or that is at the starting point, or that is some sort of generic objective. Then we have an exchange, a rebalancing of things, help received, again, physical or in terms of money or in terms of resources. And then we have temperance. We have the card of healing and the moving forward, depending on your possibilities, the card of friendship, the card of sort of how it is called in English, this thing I'm trying to say. Anyway, the support, okay. The card of support between people, and of course the card that reminds us to sort of make the best of what is given to us, try to use our skills to make the best of a situation that is presented to us by life. So from a job's point of view, it could be finding a job that is a good job, it could be getting a raise, it could be moving forward and going past a moment of troubles, it could be being able to maybe pay off a debt, it could be good collaborations between colleagues or a good relationship with the managers and your boss. From a relationship point of view, it could be a betterment of your everyday life, of the ways you spend your time together. It could be some sort of project you had in mind that you start to manifest, of which you can start seeing the results. It could be the building of something together, and of course there is the support and partnership and understanding that is relationship enough, I would say. So it could be moving forward from a fight, from a moment of doubt, from a moment of perceived loneliness. Then with the Sibylla we have the woman at service, conversation, and the widower. So with this combination we have something positive, especially something that is told, something that is shared by way of words. And these two cards are very positive, while the widower, it's a sense of loss, a sense of remorse, a sense of chances lost, so regrets. And by combining the two, I would say that this situation is going better. There's healing needed though, because even if you have a positive person at your side right now and the conversation is starting again and it is positive, there is clarifications, there is maybe thanks to this conversation the realizations of what you have said and done that was wrong, what you could have done better, what you could have done differently, or it is a remembering of the bad situation you're getting out of. And these things can work well both in a job related question or in a relationship one. I mean, this could be the partner or a friend of the couple. This is the conversation between the couple. This is the regret and the remorse for what happened, or this could be a new person. You meet them, and therefore this passage of from the ace to the six of coins is the meeting of someone and building a relationship, kind of living it day by day and getting to know each other and finding through companionship, and essentially not rush with the emotional side of things, but actually getting to know the person in practice. Job wise, it could be a colleague, it could be the manager, the boss, a friend that kinds of says the right thing regarding your job or your work life, and the conversation is of course between you and the other people at your job. This is the regret of because of what happened. It could be a new job, so the regret for having lost the previous one, but finding something new, something that can be made just as good or even better. So then with the playing cards we have the Jack of Diamonds, Six of Spades, King of Hearts. Now, I think that up until now I've used playing cards just for yes and no sort of answers, and right now I'm using them to better understand what's coming. You cannot see them. So I would say that we have two characters, both positives, but what is missing, what is wrong, if you will, is the moving forward. The road is blocked. So I see this situation as two people, one more willing to speak, one more willing to listen, maybe one willing to learn and participate, one willing to move forward, but that cannot find a way to maybe understand them perfectly, maybe try to agree on something. And again, this can work perfectly in general or specifically for a relationship or a job related question. What I would say, considering all the 9 cards, is that this situation, whatever it is you're facing, whatever it is you have asked, is based on two main components. On one side, practically is going to go better, and when it comes to your relationships involved in the situation, you should maybe work a little bit more with your words, try to clarify certain things, try to say certain things to the right people, and essentially accelerate a process of healing and the surpassing of this, let's call it a roadblock, and what is a, I feel like an incomprehension. So there is moving forward, but there is a relationship that kind of needs to be rebuilt and healed. Again, whether it is a couple, friendship, family relationship, or the relationship with your boss, your clients, your colleagues, whatever it is, you need to keep building on it, and you kind of have to wait for it to be resolved so that you can then move forward with this other person. I see you could be the younger character or the older one, you could be the more messenger sort of archetype, or the ruler one, you could be the participant or the initiator of the situation, but you need to find a better way to essentially talk to each other. Now, I think I've said enough, and we can see what could happen if we had started from the playing cards and ended with the tarot. So let's begin. So those of you who have chosen this pile of cards have a difficult, not necessarily negative, but possibly tiring and demanding, especially physically, situation which is established or associated with your job, is or within your house. When it comes to a relationship, maybe you live together with someone, so it is solid. There is a negative undertone to it, but there is a positive character involved in the situation, which is the Queen of Diamonds, and it is again, as I said, a positive character, not necessarily a woman, because as always, once upon a time, yes, in cards, men will represent men, a woman will represent woman, but today we know that gender is a little bit more complicated than that, and therefore a man or a woman is just a way to illustrate, literally, it is an image, so to illustrate a way of thinking, of feeling, of doing things, of facing challenges, a way of moving through the world, a sort of character trait. It's not something related to the anatomy or presenting or the role in society of any gender. So we have a a thinking and communicative and imaginative and brilliant, and maybe even wealthy, or someone who has stability, practically, physically speaking, which is a positive influence on the situation. But as we can see, the situation is hard, it's dire, and there is negativity a bit around everything. This person could be a helper, could be someone we should ask for help, could be someone we should confide in, someone that could help us, someone that we should dedicate more time to because they can do more for us than this situation. It could be the final price, but right now it's unreachable. Let's see. With the Sibylla style deck, we have a clearer situation. This woman, this character of the Queen of Diamonds, is posing a problem, because here we have the lover, specifically female lover, in the sense of outside the couple lover. We have the wife and the artist. Now, these two cards are negative because the lover card is again something related to extramarital or outside the couple, in any case, sort of relationship, therefore something scandalous, something frowned upon, something to keep hidden. The wife in this case is not, sorry, not the wife, the married woman is not something good, something positive, but is seen as someone that is trapped in a situation they don't like and therefore envy others. So it's a negative character because they represent a person with a mundane and maybe boring life, and everybody else has something more exciting to do. And the artist is thought and will, and of course also creativity. So again, it's more of a situation where one character is facing a challenge because the other person is too much in control of it and a negative influence. And then with the tarot, we have a situation where there is the will to explore, but there is the need to kind of find a balance and then grow personally from the experience. So again, whether it is a generic future, a job, or a relationship situation, there needs to be growth from this situation. There needs to be kind of realizing how freer you are to explore your situations and allow yourself to grow away from this point, these characters, and kind of give them the right amount of time, the right amount of importance in your life. Because this card still stands, and so they could be connected to one another. This could be the negative version of this. and you can sort of decide how to handle the situation, and therefore decide if you are dealing with this person or these people. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.